Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Vision Infinite. Today we are diving into one of the most essential tool of Playwright MCP Server, which is browser click, the action every test needs. And before moving further, I would like to inform you that you can access this complete automation using AI and MCP Server's playlist under Playlist tab. Feel free to save this playlist by clicking onto the Save button for the quick access in your YouTube playlist section. Now let's proceed further. So what is this browser click tool? Browser click is one of the fundamental Playwright MCP Server tool. It is used to simulate mouse click on web element like button, link, checkbox, or any clickable UI component. In automation, clicking is the most common interaction, whether it is logging in, submitting a form, or any other operation. Behind the scenes, the tool ensures the element is visible, interactable, and perform the action just like a real user. And here is the prompt which we would be using to perform the click operation using browser click tool of Playwright MCP Server. But before providing this prompt, I'm assuming that you have already done the prerequisite setup and the Playwright MCP Server configuration. If you have not done the initial prerequisite setup and configuration, I would recommend you to watch these two videos, where in detail I have explained that how to configure Playwright MCP Server with GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code. I will provide link of these two videos into the description, or you can click onto this I button at top right corner to access these videos. So once your prerequisite setup is done and you have configured Playwright MCP Server, then we can proceed further by providing this particular prompt, where we have mentioned that navigate to this fishinfinite.com and go to playground section. So here onto this fishinfinite.com site, we have this playground. So in the prompt, that's what I have mentioned, that navigate to this fishinfinite.com and then go to this playground section. Here, this click operation would be required, right? If we want to go to this playground section. And after that, in the prompt, I mentioned that click on mouse events left navigation option using Playwright MCP Server. So here we have this mouse events left navigation option. So in the prompt, I have mentioned that after going to this playground section, click onto this mouse event section. That's it. You just want to check that how this click operation is getting performed using the browser click tool. You can try performing more complex operation by providing the prompt, but for now, these many actions are sufficient. So let me copy this prompt and let's go to VS Code. And here into this Copilot section, we will be providing our prompt like this. But before proceeding further with the prompt, I would like to show you that if we would perform the same operation using the Playwright code, what we will have to do. First thing is that you should have the proper Playwright project configuration, right? After that, you'll have to create one test script file like this, where you would be importing the test from Playwright test. And then we need to create this test block with the title and anonymous function, where first we would be navigating to this fishinfinite.com and then we wanted to click on the playground option. So for that, we'll have to detect this element and then we'll have to perform this click operation. Similarly, if you want to go to this mouse events, we will have to detect this element and then we will have to perform the click operation. And now when we are using this prompt, we need not to detect any element, right? We have just given this basic prompt that we want to navigate to this site and there we want to go to this playground section. And then we want to click onto this mouse event left navigation option. So it is not necessary that you'll have to use this click keyword. Here we have just mentioned that go to playground section. So automatically AI will be able to interpret that we want to click onto the playground option. And here we have mentioned that click on the mouse events. So you need to provide the detailed prompt. You need not to worry about the keywords, right? That you will have to use the click only or navigate only to navigate, right? Here you can give go to wishinfinite.com. So automatically it will use this browser navigate tool. About that we have already talked about. So it's totally up to you how you want to give the proper prompt. And before sending this prompt, I will quickly start this Playwright MCP Server. For that, go to this extensions and here under MCP Server's installed section, we have this Playwright MCP Server. Click onto this manage icon and start the server. This server gets started automatically also once we give this prompt, but onto the safer side, I usually start it in advance. Now here into this GitHub Copilot chat window, don't forget to select agent here if something else is selected here. And here you can select any of the model. For this one, I will select this GPT 4.1. And now we can click onto this send. And once we click onto the send, it will navigate to fishinfinite.com and then it will click onto the playground section first. And then it will click onto the mouse event left navigation option. Where to perform the click operation, it is going to use the browser click tool of Playwright MCP Server. If you will click onto this tool option, you would be able to see that tool also here. Just for your information, I'm showing this to you. You need not to open this. See here, all the Playwright MCP Server tools are appearing. And here you would be able to see this browser click tool, which is used to perform click on the web page. And now let's click onto the send button. And see, it has started giving the response, where it is first using this browser navigate tool to navigate onto the specific URL. About that we have already talked about. Here I will allow for this particular session, and once it is onto this wishinfinite.com, it will try to click onto this playground option. See here it is showing run click Playwright MCP Server, which means it is using the browser click option. Here you can see the more details like perform click on the web page, and here are the element details that it is trying to click onto this playground navigation link, and here it is asking us for the permission. So if you are already aware about this site and you know that site is secure, you can select this allow in this session or always allow. And if you select this always allow, so in future whenever you would be using this GitHub Copilot with VS Code and at any time this click operation is getting performed, it will not ask for this particular permission. For now I will allow in this session. So if we have allowed it in this session, so in this session it is not going to ask again for the permission for this particular browser click tool. See, automatically it proceeded further to click onto this mouse events button, which is this one. See, we navigated onto this wishinfinite.com, then we clicked onto this playground option, and then we clicked onto this mouse events option. So we need not to perform any manual operation. Also, we need not to write this much code. We simply provided the prompt, and then we were able to perform these click operations. Here in this section, you can see that it detected this element, which is mouse events on the left hand navigation. And once all the operations are done, it will give you a quick summary that what it has done. And similarly, you can try to provide different prompts where you want to perform the click operation onto the different elements. You can see how this Playwright MCP Server is performing all the click operation by just providing a simple prompt. And now I will conclude this video here. But before we wrap up, let me give you a quick recap. So here we saw that browser click is one of the fundamental Playwright MCP Server tool. It is used to simulate the mouse click operation. And here is the prompt which we have provided, where we navigated onto the wishinfinite.com and then we performed the click operation onto this playground option as well as onto this mouse events left navigation option. You can simply use this prompt. You can go to the GitHub Copilot inside the VS Code or any other AI assistant. You can use Claude AI Assistant or Cursor AI Assistant. So it's totally up to you. You just need to be ready with all the prerequisites and you just need to configure the Playwright MCP Server for any of the tool. Here we are using GitHub Copilot with the VS Code. And once your Playwright MCP Server is configured, you can start your MCP Server from here and then just provide the prompt and it will perform all the actions automatically. Here you can see the more details that what are all the actions it has performed, what are all the tools it has used. In this case, it has used this browser click tool of the Playwright MCP Server. So for the practice purpose, try to use different sites, try to perform click operation onto different type of elements and see how it is working. And that's it from my end. You can click onto this first card to go to the next video. You can click onto the second card to access the whole automation using AI and MCP Servers playlist. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.